all the class 9 students of St. Michael's Academy, welcome to another online physical science class. So here I am discussing some important question answers of heat. So let's start. You will write down the each and every question answer. I am writing the question. I have written the questions and I have given the answers in the audios. So you will write down the every question answers in your any physical science copy and then send me the homework in my given email ID. So the first question is, explain why it is more effective to cool cans of drinks by placing them in a bucket full of melting ice rather than in a bucket of water at an initial temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. So answer is, ice requires an input of latent heat energy to melt. It therefore takes its energy from the drink before the drink begins to take energy from the melted ice. It therefore stays at 0 degrees Celsius for longer time than that it would in cold water. Now next question. Which material will have a quicker rise in temperature? A material A with high specific heat or another material B with a low specific heat? Specific heat of A is more than that of B. So A will require more heat for the same rise of temperature. Therefore, for the same supply of heat, the temperature rise of B will be higher than that of material A. Number 3. Is the specific heat of ice is same as that of water? Answer, no. Specific heat of ice is lower than that of water, though they are chemically same. This is because they are of different phase. The specific heat of water is 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius, while that of ice is about 0.51 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Question number 4. Which material has the highest and which has the lowest specific heat among all? Answer. Out of solids, liquids and gases, hydrogen has the highest specific heat and bismuth has the lowest specific heat. Number 5. Will the relation heat lost is equal to heat gained hold if the calorimeter is kept on table and is exposed to the air? The relation heat lost is equal to heat gained doesn't hold if the calorimeter is kept on table and is exposed to air on account of heat loss due to radiation and convection. Number 6. Should internal energy of a system necessarily increase if its temperature is increased? Answer, yes. Internal energy of all systems depends on temperature and it increases with the temperature. Number 7. When a piece of metal is hammered, does its internal energy increase? Answer, when a piece of metal is hammered, the kinetic energy of the hammer gets converted to heat, which is absorbed by the metal. As a result, its temperature increases and hence the internal energy also increases. Number 8. The transfer of heat energy from a hot body to a cold body is a non-mechanical process. Explain. When a hot body is kept in contact with a cold body, heat energy is transferred from the hot body to the cold body. The internal energy of the hot body decreases and that of the cold body increases. So mechanical work is done during the transfer of heat energy and we see no noticeable motion. Any change of volume of the body is neglected. For this reason, the transfer of heat energy from a hot body to a cold body is regarded as a non-mechanical process. Question number 9. Why water cannot be used in thermometer to measure temperature in the range of 0 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius? Answer. Unlike the behavior of most substances, water in the temperature range of 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, that means 0 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius, decreases in volume with increasing temperature. Again, as temperature falls from 4 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius, the volume of water increases. Thus, in this range of temperature, water has negative coefficient of expansion. Beyond 4 degrees Celsius, it has positive coefficient of expansion. At 4 degrees Celsius, the volume of water becomes minimum. If it is used in thermometer, then it will give erroneous reading, that means reading with error of temperature in the zone from 0 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius. Since water has same volume for two values of temperature, which are equidistant on both sides of 4 degrees Celsius. Now number 10. What is the difference between thermal capacity and water equivalent? First point. First I am talking about thermal capacity. Second, water equivalent. So first point of thermal capacity is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of a body by unity. Hence, it donates the amount of heat. And for water equivalent, first point, it is the mass of water whose temperature rises by unity by the heat which can rise the temperature of a body by unity. Hence, it signifies some amount of water. Second point, thermal capacity is expressed in calorie per degree Celsius or joule per Kelvin. And water equivalent, second point, water equivalent expressed in gram or kg. Question number 11. Why water is used in a hot water bottle for fermentation? Specific heat of water is high. Water requires a considerable amount of heat for a certain rise of temperature. Water is therefore a good storehouse of heat energy. For fermentation, sufficient amount of heat is necessary. For this reason, hot water bottle uses water for the purpose of fermentation. Question number 12. Why does 1 gram of iron at 100 degrees Celsius make more ice than 1 gram of lead at the same temperature? Answer. Specific heat of iron being greater than the specific heat of lead, 1 gram of iron contains more heat than 1 gram of lead, although they are at same temperature. So when put on ice, iron will give up more heat than lead on account of higher thermal capacity and hence will melt more ice. Question number 13. Is it possible to supply heat to a substance without raising its temperature? Answer. Yes. When a substance changes its state, it absorbs some heat supplied from outside, but its temperature doesn't change. The heat supplied helps the body to change its state, but doesn't raise its temperature till the change of state is complete. Next, 14. Why is the latent heat of vaporization of a material greater than the latent heat of fusion? To change solid to liquid and liquid to gas, we have to do work against the intermolecular force of attraction. But in the case of gas, the molecules are to be separated by a much larger distance. Hence, much more work is to be done. Moreover, when liquid becomes gas, it occupies a much bigger volume. In the case of solid to liquid conversion, this change in volume is negligible. Now, to occupy the bigger volume, work is to be done in pushing back the air against the atmospheric pressure. Latent heat supplies that energy for both the work. So it is quite easy to understand why latent heat of vaporization is bigger than the latent heat of fusion. Question number 15. On a certain winter day, the dew points inside and outside the room are same, yet the relative humidities are different. Explain. Answer. Dew points are same. It implies that the amount of water vapor present in a certain volume of air is the same inside and outside the room. Relative humidity depends on mass of water vapor that can saturate a certain volume of air, and it depends on temperature. Thus, relative humidities are different. It implies that the temperatures inside and outside the room are different. Number 16. Water is not a good choice for a calorimetric liquid. Why? Answer. Liquid to be used in calorimeter should have low specific heat and low density so that it takes small amount of heat and the process is completed in shorter time. It should also have high boiling point so that local boiling doesn't take place during the experiments. Water has high specific heat and low boiling point. So water is not a good choice for a calorimetric liquid. Oils have low specific heat and high boiling point, but often its composition is found to be different for different samples. Aniline is a perfect ANILINE is a perfect choice because its specific heat is low 0.62 and boiling point 183.9 degrees Celsius is high. Question number 17. The temperature of two rooms is 24 degrees Celsius, but the relative humidity of one is 10%, while that of the other is 60%. Which room should be more comfortable? Answer. Our body is constantly emitting water vapor and it is very important for our health, in particular for the maintenance of our body temperature. So if our sweats do not evaporate quickly, taking the required latent heat from our body, we feel uncomfortable. The rate of evaporation is found to be determined by the relative humidity and not by the absolute humidity of the air. Lesser is relative humidity, greater is the rate of evaporation. Thus, the room having relative humidity of 10% shall be felt more comfortable. Number 18. Why is there a difference of temperature between water and bottom? Why is there a difference of temperature between water at the bottom and top of a waterfall? Answer. Usually height of a waterfall is large. Gravitational potential energy of the large mass of water at a great height is very large. When water falls from the top of a fall, a large portion of the potential energy is converted into heat energy which remains confined in the water below the fall. This heat energy increases the internal energy and so raises the temperature of water at the bottom of the fall. Number 19. Water is poured into a hole made in a block of melting ice. Will the added water freeze? Answer. When some amount of water is added into a hole inside a block of melting ice, some ice will melt, absorbing heat from the water. The temperature of water will fall and ultimately it will become 0 degrees Celsius. Then both water and ice will remain at 0 degrees Celsius. As water and ice will be both at 0 degrees Celsius, water will not release any heat to ice. Hence, the added water cannot freeze. ice and water will remain at 0 degrees Celsius. And the last but not the least question. Steam at 0 degrees Celsius is passed through water in a container. Will the water in the container boil? The water of the container will at first absorb heat from the flowing steam and its temperature will increase. Some amount of steam will condense and water of the container will ultimately come to 100 degrees Celsius. Then both water and steam will remain at 0 degrees Celsius and there will be no further exchange of heat between them. The water cannot extract the latent heat of vaporization and hence it does not boil. Thank you students. For any doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshna1.sma@outlook.com. Even you need to send these question answers in this given email ID.